Thank you all so much for watching this video. Your support really means the world to me. So I've been getting a lot of questions about how I got into some of the top schools in the US, and when I was applying for college, I would watch loads of YouTube videos just of other people's experiences. So I decided to give back to the community that raised me. I would start making those videos too. So this is going to be the first video of a multi-part series where I discuss my stats, extracurriculars, essays, and the general college application process. So if you have any recommendations for videos you would like to see, go ahead and drop those down in the comments below. And this is going to be the stats video, so I will get into that. Before I start talking numbers, I would just like to say that you do not need to go to a farm school or a private school in order to attend one of these top institutions. For example, I go to a very large, very underfunded public school in the middle of nowhere, California. So honestly, it is not where you came from, it is what you do with the resources that are allocated to you, so please don't be concerned if your school isn't the top in your area. Throughout high school, I took 6 honors classes and 10 AP classes. However, I definitely did not have the perfect schedule. For example, I only took 2 years of a foreign language when most universities recommend 4, and I didn't even take a science my junior year. However, what I can say is I challenged myself to the full extent that my school allowed, so that is what I recommend for others to do. That being said, I had a 4.0 unweighted GPA and a 4.54 weighted GPA, so yes, I was a straight A student throughout high school, and I recommend just to get the best grades you can to attend these top universities, and I was ranked 6 out of 604 students. So I took the PSAT 3 times in 9th, 10th, and 11th grade. My 9th grade year I scored an 1180, which honestly I'm pretty happy with considering at the time I didn't even know how to factor. My 10th grade year I scored a 1310, and my 11th grade year I scored a 1370. So I did not make the national merit cutoff any of these 3 years, so if I were to give a recommendation to everyone out there watching this, it would be to actually study for this test, especially your junior year, because if you score well enough to get in national merit, it has the potential to give you a bunch of scholarships at different schools, and it's something that I definitely wish I had known sooner. I began taking the SAT in the fall of my junior year, so my first test date was November 2nd, 2018, and if I'm being honest, I did not study at all for this exam. I just wanted a baseline score so I could see where I was at, and I would not recommend this method of testing because some schools require you to send all of your test scores, and also if you can just one and done the SAT, do it because it is not a fun test. So I got a 1430 with a 750 in English and a 680 in math and a 767 essay score. I took the SAT one more time on March 8th, 2019, and I scored a 1510 with a 740 in English and a 770 in math and a 667 essay score. So my super score between those two tests is a 1520. Most schools recommend but do not require SAT subject tests. Personally, I took them in hopes of adding a little something spicy to my application. However, little did I know it would be a gigantic waste of both my money and time. Anyways, I took my first pair of SAT subject tests on May 31st, 2019. I took the Lit test, which I got a 620 on, and the US History test, which I scored a 670 on. So these were not scores I was very proud of. I wanted to increase them, so I decided to study for the rest of summer in hopes of getting better scores in August. So on August 23rd, 2019, I got a 650 on US History, which was 20 points lower than my original score, and I got a 580 on Math too, which I decided to take because I did not like the Lit test. So that being said, I did not submit any SAT subject test scores to any of the schools I applied to, and I still got in. So if you're like me and you're not very good at these tests, do not worry, they're not required for the vast majority of the top universities. However, if you are very skilled at these tests, I would recommend taking them and submitting them because it does add something to your application. So far, I have taken 5 AP tests and I am taking an additional 5 this year. My freshman year, I took the AP Human Geography test and I scored a 4 on it. My sophomore year, I took the AP European History test and I also scored a 4 on it. My junior year, I took the AP Lang, Psych, and US History exams and I scored a 4 on Lang and 5 on Psych and US History. And this year, I am taking the Literature test, Calc BC, Bio, US Government, and Macroeconomics. So that was all of my stats for you guys. As you can tell, you do need to be a good student to get into these top schools, but you do not need to be a perfect student by any means. That being said, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any requests for any future videos, comment them down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I hate saying that. And I will see you soon. Bye!